knocked it aside. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Oh well. I was sitting here smoking. My chest is a little bit clogged up. Okay, here it is. And we'll wait for some people to get in here. There we go. My interface is not working well tonight. Try that again. See if that worked. Okay, it worked. Hello, Michigan lady. How are you this wonderful morning? Well, I was just sitting here having my insomnia. And I normally do Saturday morning cartoons, but I'm having insomnia tonight, so I figure I will probably be napping at the time where I would normally do my Saturday morning cartoons. Hello, Christy. So I thought I would come on now, so my insomnia is your game. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Christy. I am, because, I lost my entire family within a 10-year period. We had like sometimes 3 to 5 funerals in a year. Yes, Zip, I have no sleep tonight. And I've just not really got tired. I'm a little bit tired, but I'm not sleepy at all. And I've just been kind of sitting here bored. I went through YouTube 100 freaking times. I went through YouTube till I was sick of going through YouTube. And ever since Jimbo's got Kemper on his team, they are completely unlistenable to. Hello, bud. So Jimbo don't have to worry about me streaming him because Kemper makes him even worse. He doesn't have the big long pause, but Kemper's sitting there in the background. I turn the shit off. In just a few minutes. I can't stand it. I don't think I go over 3 minutes. I was about to say 5 minutes, but thinking about it, I don't think I can go over 3. Maybe next time I will time it. So that's why I was thinking, it's like, well, people are silly, and I was just thinking about the greater whole of YouTube. And we'll get into that because in my last couple lives, there's people that wanted me to do mainstream topics. And once that never really appealed to me, but I'm so bored of the petty stuff, I thought, well, you know what? Why not? Now, unfortunately, this is a silly part. To me, it's unfortunate. It will have a much higher growth potential than this channel. So I know that might sound a little weird, but I was never interested in having a super giant channel. Now, of course, with the topics I'm going to be doing, this could end up getting to be a large channel. And I'll put minimal effort into it, but please don't tell the new subscribers. Now, if you look up there at the brand new moderator, that's the channel. I created it tonight, a couple hours ago. I've been adding all of the stuff from, ow, it's biting, it's eating me. She's eating me. I love you, but stop biting me. She's biting me. teeth out pretty bad. Sometimes you'll notice my sinus is swollen right here because I really do need one out. Well, just a moment, everyone. I guess we're going to do the cute kitty part of our program now. She's jealous like her mother. I mean, she had no interest in me for the last few hours. I've sat here with this phone, going through channels. I've been saving content to cover on lists. You know, I've been sending suggestions to friends in the middle of the night. You know, different clips and stuff that I think could be useful. And she's not been interested in me at all. But as soon as we started YouTube, here she is. Actually, need your eye cleaned out. Excuse me, child. You need here you go. Now, I've not uploaded on the Grimcast channel yet, and the icon will change. I had to go with something that was on the phone, and I only had a few selections I had saved for a screensaver. Excuse me. So the pretty picture on Grimcast was one of my saved screensavers. And as you can see, it's a lovely dark-haired woman. But like I said, I will eventually change it, and I can't really use this phone for it. It's just too dark. I mean, you cannot shoot any videos on this new Obama phone. It is just like I had a 40-watt bulb on. Maybe not even that. But I'm going to put the channel on the new tablet tomorrow. And I'm going to shoot the first video. And it's probably going to be about the stuff with Pfizer. Because I went through the Project Veritas tapes today and saw the video on it. And I think Pfizer needs shut down. Yep. Yes, in my opinion, the executives of Pfizer, they need put in jail now. But you know, that will probably be what I will be talking about first. Oh, and I'm kind of shaking my head because, like I say, I've been reviewing mainstream media. And oh my God, they are so stupid. Ow. Stop grabbing me, you idiot. I love you, but. Now, this is what's on my other channel. There have been girls that say, do a sleep stream. And I just tell, all you would do is see the cats abuse me while I try to sleep. And that's what a sleep stream would be. I mean, before, you know, I would wake up, everyone would think, you poor man. You know, they may like look cute and fuzzy and lovable, but she's horrible to sleep with. Just saying. Now, Summer is not too bad. She used to be worse. Now, her brother's not too bad to sleep with. Honestly, but this one is a trying child. Now, I have found a few new lolcows, and I'm going to keep them to myself for right now. Because, once again, you see, RSN for a long time, Real Stream News, did nothing but follow the content that I did. And the reason being, because I know what's interesting. And he couldn't find interesting stuff. So it was a lazy thing for him to do, was basically cover whatever I covered. And in reality, a creator can do that and do lazy content. Just basically let me do all the work and then you kind of follow up behind. And like I said, I have found a few good locales, but I'm not going to spotlight them heavily until after most of the feuding's gone, because you see, rap has no content other than keeping up this drama. Now, working together, we all could have did a good true crime program, and he could have reaped the profits off of it. Now, Benny Keys knew this. Benny Keys incited rap to start problems, and Benny Keys basically took out his competition. Golf clap to Benny Keys. Now, he also showed what a rat he is. And once again, I didn't start with him. And then he tries to draw me into the bullshit, then wants to say bad words about me. Fuck that little punk. I mean, I got no use for him. He's a little 29-year-old punk. Now, my next video, see, he wants to say things about now. I wouldn't be in the condition I'm in if I didn't take care of my mother for 10 fucking years. So I am going to do a video comparing 29-year-old Roger to 29-year-old Rap. And I sat down today and plotted. It's like, okay, let me remember. What was 29? For me, that would have been 1997. Little Rappy would have been, what, about 4 years old? So yes, that is going to be my next video. I am going to compare 29-year-old Roger to 29-year-old Rap. Because Roger had a bunch of money saved, because I lived on my saved money for an entire decade. No shit. I mean, taking care of my mother, I got no money. I lived out of my savings. And this is why I am where I am today. That and the bad mistakes my mother made. Well, in that year was right before I started working for the state and got my CDL license. So I hadn't had my CDL license yet at that point, but the next year I was about to get them and start the state job. But at 29 years old, I mean, thinking about it, I'm like, damn, that was a really nice year. And I used to have to work about 9 months out of the year. And that was it. And I lived good. And I could even save money. And at 28, a year younger than Rap, I bought this farm. Now, that year would have been the year that we built the pond here. Because I got the place in 96. My dad wanted the pond. I said, I don't want the pond. I am not paying for a pond. And he said, I'll pay for it. And I said, whatever then. But yeah, that was the year we had the pond dug, the island made, in the spring diverted to the pond and filled it up. Hello, Coach Isms. Actually, Shadow Babe, you're an idiot. Yes. Because I used to cover Amberlyn Reed, and that made me quite YouTube famous. Just saying. In fact, I am in an Amberlyn Reed video that has about 250,000 views in it, where I tell Amberlyn Reed off. Yes, and in my other channel had over 500,000 views. So, do you think you're going to hurt my feels? I mean, what I'm trying to think what day it was. Yeah, well, earlier in the week, I was chatting with Sargon of Akkad. So, whatever, loser. So, you Smoky Mountain lesbian, I mean, whatever it is, because you're not going to hurt my feelings in the least. You're nothing but a loser that I can ban at the touch of my finger. I mean, you're gone at the touch of my finger. Like this finger, too. It's my favorite finger. Now, do you have anything else to say, loser? Shadow Babe loser. No subscribers, no videos. Join November 9th, 2022. Loser. Loser, suck account. I know, I'll ban you when I feel like banning you. You're mine. I own you. So try to hurt my feelings. Go for it. You can't do it. Just saying. You still can't do it. I mean, and Rap is a loser. He'll never do true crime. He's going to sit here in a circle and destroy his channel. And I'm going to move on and do content. Because I always talk about the next great thing. And Rap definitely ain't it. Hello, Christina. I'll ban you when I feel like banning you. In fact, I might wait till the end of the live to ban you. I might ban you tomorrow, because I can always go back to this live and hit that button anytime I want. Just say it. You know, it's in the middle of the night, and once again, no one from Rap's side can make any kind of an argument. They can make fake texts. They can gaslight. They can lie. They can dox. They can try to swat. But one thing they can't do is YouTube content. You see, a trolling channel is going to get you nowhere. That is nothing more than Carlos Martinez. And that's exactly what Rap is negating himself as. He's nothing more than Carlos Martinez now. A guy that pretends he has content and pretends he's relevant. I mean, he's hanging with Jimbo. You know, if you are hanging with Jimbo, you're on the wrong side. You see, this is something that I've been through 3 communities eating themselves. And everyone at the end says that I was always the truest. That I was never the problem. Unless you were Rich Life of Road Trips. And in that case, many times I was the problem. But once again, there was a method to that madness, and he deserved it. Yes, he did, but him and I are nice to each other now. But you know what? Rap and I aren't never going to be nice to each other anymore. And the fact of the matter is, at some point, his girlfriend will toss him out on his ass. And he will be on the street. And then he can live the life of a Leticia. And that's his fate. Like I said, at 29, I mean, I was pretty damn happening. I was going to Cincinnati twice a month just to hang out, get pizza, party, chase women, and even make a little bit of money on the side. Now, it's like, truthfully, Tricia and I used to be enemies, and now I would consider her a friend. Not a close friend, but a friend. But Rap and I will never be friendly. You see, I'm a creature of lines. You know, I can be an adversary and then be someone's friend. But there are lines that when you cross them, you're never going to be my friend again. You see, Real Stream News did the same thing in expecting, like all the other girls, he was going to, quote, make up with me. And all I ever told him was, fuck you, loser. And then I stopped leading him around with content. And he didn't have anyone to cover. And the only thing he could do was grab Miss Effing Wonderful. And that gravy train for him's now at the end. In fact, mostly the boy, honey, don't go down, baby. And mostly the boy became his subscribers. I mean, he completely trashed his own community. I'm not going to ban you yet. Your chat interaction. It's 3 a.m. I'm not stupid. You are a useful idiot. I don't ban useful idiots. I ban non-useful idiots. Actually, why don't you look up his list of videos? And if you go down them, you'll find quite a few of them of me. And you'll also, if you go through like an entire year of his live streams, you will find me in all of his chats. And you will also find RSN begging me over and over and over to come on panel. And I never would. Because I didn't want the picture of me and him together. Ever. Why would I want to ban you? I mean, it's just fun sitting here, you spewing lies. I mean, it's the middle of the night. And Melton's not been uploading. Like I said, you're a useful idiot. I only ban non-useful idiots. And once the point where you're no longer a useful idiot, I'll ban you. You can be sure of that. It'll kind of be your litmus test. You will know when you're no longer useful to me because you will be gone. I love RC. In fact, this shit is cheap. And it's cold too. Because I had it sitting outside. That's one of the wonderful things living in the country. Is sometimes I'll just take a 2-liter and just set it right outside. Hello, Graciela. Well, I don't care. I mean, the fact of the matter is, you don't even know who he is. Okay, tell me his real first name. Yes, if you are in RSN's community, tell me his first name. Like I said, you don't even know who he is. Everyone in his community knows his real first name. And his nickname. So come on, I mean, you said he doesn't talk about me, so you obviously know his first name. And I'm sure you know the woman that follows him all around YouTube. I'm sure you can tell me who that is too. We'll give her a few seconds to try to think about it. So this proves that you don't even know who RSN is. Now, they call him CJ. His real first name is Craig. And he has one of the craziest creatures in the universe attached to him. And we call her Beth. Rhymes with meth. And I burped. So there. And she's also known as Queen of Spade. You see, you're actually giving me a chance to give a little old Roger lore. And also, this also ties in with the YouTube schizophrenic, because you see, at one time, I didn't know RSN. And the YouTube schizophrenic did not know RSN. But deity of YouTube kept trying to say that myself and the YouTube schizophrenic, who we were not affiliated together with at the time, were both agents of RSN. True story. And in fact, those videos are on YouTube Schizophrenic's channel. That they are. And deity is more butthurt than Bob. Just saying. Now that you said nutcase, I mean, Brazil nuts do sound good right now. But yes, it goes back into the early lore of, well, not actually thinking about it, really wouldn't be the early lore of this channel, but much earlier lore of the channel. And once again, because we were accused of being RSN's minions, we got to at least interact with him. And then Beth tried to set him up. Yes, Beth, Queen of Spade, put out a video telling anyone that she would say anything that they wanted about RSN. Basically telling anyone that she would make up whatever story they wanted. And I caught it before she deleted it. And I did a video on it. And for about 18 months after that, RSN kissed my ass because I saved his butt. Like I said, I can ban you tomorrow if I like. That means my channel. I'll ban you when I feel like it. But this does tie back into rap. Because rap has no content. He has nowhere to go for content. And if he thinks that badgering Nicolina is going to be an endless farm of content, people are going to get tired of it and just go away. Pretty much. And like I said, I have an entire new stable of lolcows. And in fact, I was watching one for review earlier, and I just linked her to YouTube Schizophrenic because her content, I think, is much more visual. And since I do audio and not video, and he does video, I think he will do her better. So like I said, my newer one, I just tossed her to YouTube Schizophrenic, and he might display her sooner than later. Shadow Babe, I don't care if you ever come back. Remember what I said about mainstream channels? The channel I created tonight is likely going to be much larger than any channel that I've ever had before. And it's likely to possibly become very large. And because I'm going to be doing content like Omegon is doing. And he has over 100,000 subscribers. And some of the larger YouTubers I know, my content will be much more like theirs. So then there will be a chance of subscriber crossover. So like I said, my new channel concept, depending on the shadow banning, is possibly going to get fairly large. It will probably take 36 months, but at that point, it will probably hit a level of becoming fairly exponential. Well, Graciela, I activated the channel tonight. I'm going to upload it on tomorrow. And it's the mod in chat, which you'll see here in a little bit. But man, Shadow Babe, I mean, can't you hurt my feelings? I mean, really. I mean, many times men pay good money to be demeaned. And I'm here to get it for free. Just saying. So, it's one thing I've been waiting on YouTube for someone to get like a really good dig on me. Because if they got a good one, I would acknowledge it. I would showcase it. I might even frame it. But I learned this covering Amberlynn Reed. She had 200,000 subscribers, and there would be hate mobs come in, and I would always ask them this. I'm like, give me your best shot. And they always suck. I mean, they come in all enthusiastic, but they really don't have no game behind it. Well, Shadow Babe, I don't think you quite understand the concept of banning. Because you see, after I ban you, you never will talk to me again. You see how that works? I mean, I'm going to be out of weed tomorrow. And then I'll do the rest of the month without. Because that's one thing that I have been doing. I have been taking some breaks from smoking a little bit, and that's what I've been doing towards the end of the month. Now, this month, I've stretched it out a lot better. But, the marshmallow ain't got no content, and as I mentioned before, I'm only interested in making poo-poo words so much. I just have to laugh that he's hanging out with Jimbo and Bob and Lori. Before I would hang out with Jimbo, Bob, and Lori, I would delete YouTube. But you see, I grew up when there was no social media. So I'm quite fine living a life without it. Well, Shadow Babe, do you want banned hard? At this point, it looks like she wants banned hard and often. I can ban you, unban you, just to reban you. Oh, God. I just remembered something. When I played World of Warcraft, somebody left the guild. And then they wanted back in the guild a week later. I let them back in the guild, and then I immediately threw them right back out of the guild. I had forgot about that. I'm like, God, I was a dick. I let him back in and made him think everything was okay. And then after he said hi, I just kicked his ass right back out. Actually, now it's going to be, I don't know when, but when I get a new doctor, I'm going to have to stop for a while because I have to see how bad my seizures are without using marijuana as a medicine. But that is something that is going to happen in my future this year. I don't know when, but it's going to be in the first half of the year. It might even be in March. It might even be this coming month if I could get a doctor. But yes, for myself to be evaluated properly, I will have to stop. And there's a good chance that when I do stop after a few weeks, I may start having seizures every day again. Because before using marijuana medicinally, I had seizures every day, almost always multiple seizures a day. Now and then it would take a couple days off. Every now and then. It might take 2 or 3 days off. Every now and then I wouldn't have a seizure, but usually I'd have at least 2 to 4 a day. And once again, to be properly evaluated, because they also said that my condition could turn into epilepsy. And every several years, I need to be reevaluated. And it's been long enough now to where I really do need to go to a doctor and get a full reevaluation of my condition. But to do it properly, I will have to stop smoking pot for a month or two. Oh yeah, Monica, I've had MRIs and EEGs and all that fun stuff, and that's where I love the trolls going, "You don't have seizures," and well, they have, a part of my disability claim. They have me in a hospital with an EEG hat on, with them recording my brainwaves on camera having a seizure. So I'm like, yeah. I mean, sure. Because I spent 3 days being monitored in a hospital with an EEG hat on my head and flirting with nurses because I wasn't sick. I was just there for my evaluation. And I sat around and ate really good food and watched TV and flirted with the nurses. And it was a pretty good time. I mean, it really was. Now, the seizures sucked, but. Well, yeah, Christina, I'm at that part, but, I'm just telling you this now because, if when I do come off the weed and if my seizures get really bad, I'm in trouble. But like I say, I have to be properly evaluated. Now, also, if I come off the weed and they're not that bad, I might be able to just quit the weed because until I started, well, it was probably over a year and a half, I started having seizures. I didn't smoke weed. And years before, I didn't smoke weed. I had quit. I only started smoking weed again for the seizures. Now, with my PTSD, I do have night terrors. And I do have to say that the weed gives me like deep sleep, and I don't have the night terrors at all because of the weed. So if I do go off weed, I will eventually start having night terrors again because I will have unimaginably bad dreams. Hollywood can't make movies like the back of my mind can. Well, that's why I have this chair. And, you can't see this, but I've got the back out of this chair. And actually, the way this chair is sit. Now, I sit up for you guys, but this chair is actually leaning like this. You see, I'm at an incline, and you are on another chair. And I can put my legs up on it. And I have an entire bed set up here that you can't see. Excuse them, little kitty. Turning around the camera, like I say, you're on a bed and you're sitting on a Parmesan cheese container. Yes, if you're wondering what that is, you're looking close up at Parmesan cheese. Okay, didn't want to flip backwards. I thought you were going to be stuck looking at cheese, but yes. And you see my arms here? I have a little enclosed area. So if I have a seizure and I have this chair sat in a corner to where there's a hollow behind me. So there's no way that I can hit my head. And this is one of my safe spaces. And so this is one reason why I do YouTube in here. And in reality, I've got this room hot enough where I'm going to have to unplug the heater. I was about to say, I feel like taking the shirt off. Hello, Ronnie. Well, sometimes if I get woke up really quick, I can have a seizure. I hate that too. By the way, hello, truth be told. God, she's a brat. I love my brat though, but she's very bratty. And unfortunately, she does not have straight little teeth. No, her don't. And has lost one of her lower ones, one of the little ones, and I think she probably did that when fighting with her brother. Maybe even her mother. Her mother has lost teeth fighting. And just act like it don't even bother her. And me go, ooh. Now, right now, you okay? That was a big sneeze. I'm hot and she wants to lay on me. And I'm like, can I find this cat someplace else to sit right now? Ow, 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 ow. Ah, she had it hooked. I'm stemming the tide of blood. Oh, she got me good. Well, she loves me, but she's gonna kill me. She's looking at me like I'm in trouble. She was cringe. She's like, she just figured out because when I was going to owl, she knew she's like, I did something wrong. She's making me sleepy. You know what? I might do that the next time that I have insomnia and really want to sleep bad. I might just like start a YouTube live and hold her up to the camera until me and the rest of chat's asleep. Now I did walk to the store today and I saw some McCoy clan. I may have found someone I know a dog because it turns out they've got an entire group of Greyhound mixed. And they're going to get rid of 4 of them. I found that out today. So I know where there's 4 Greyhounds that need homes. And one of them has a brown eye and one of them has a blue eye. Will you stop it? I have my weed pipe in my hand with just a little bit in it, and she's trying to knock it out of my hand. Man, remember I say her brother is just an angel? I mean, she's a brat. You're getting to see, when most of the time when I'm live, she's not a brat. But you're getting to see what I normally deal with. Now, I do kind of like the fact that you get to see what I have to deal with her on a ritual basis. I mean, she's just like having a toddler. Well, yeah, she wants all the attention. And her mother wants all the attention. Now, her mother's in the other room right now, getting a snack or something. Because I let all the other kitties out before the live and she didn't come in. Now, to get back to topic, as I mentioned, I'm moving on in content, and I do have us a bunch of new lolcows, but I'm not going to display them for someone else to basically steal my commentary and start running their lives. So there's going to be a bunch of new interesting people. And I have already started covering Daniel Larson's community tab. And oh my God, I could do an entire live right now on his community tab in the last 24 hours. I'm not going to, but I could. Now, does anybody have any questions before I digress onto topics? She's not getting me. I like this. She's calmed down and she's like going to sleep now, and I still feel the claws in my nose run. You know, I mean, she was like trying to give me a septum piercing. Like right over here and right over here inside of my nose, I still feel the claws. She says, I was going to give you a free septum piercing. I don't like the look of septum piercings. Just saying. Hello, Monica. But yes, my kitty is a pain in my butt. Now, I'm still trying to think about what Rap's master plan is to grow his channel. Because when your community's eating each other, you know, you don't do anything but spin in a waste of the time circle. And he can't do any content on his own but trolling. And he don't even troll well. Whatever. I mean, put up lies. Because you see, all he's done in the last couple weeks is kill any future credibility he had, especially with the fake texts. Because you see, Dave the fisherman from the Boit, this is the kind of shit he would do. And then after about 2 or 3 years of Dave the fisherman's content, everyone knew if it came out of Dave the fisherman's mouth, it was a lie. If he had a receipt, you knew it was a forgery. It's like Jimbo right now. Jimbo cannot put out a receipt that anyone takes seriously. And what Randomly Ash has done, you know, they think it's funny. They've destroyed any future credibility they had. Any large YouTuber is not going to ever take them seriously because chat is supposed to be off limits. It's one of the unwritten rules. You know, creators are one thing. You know, mods that are getting involved in channel business is another thing. But the chatters are supposed to be off limits. You're just supposed to take your finger and ban the trolls. Yeah, Monica, this is the path of Dave the Fisherman. And once again, I'm the guy that takes you on a journey and lets you see what's around the corner. And I've been waiting for him to do true crime. In fact, I was going to do true crime with him. But he decided to rogue mod on my channel and thinking it was funny. I didn't start a fight about it. I just took his wrench. Didn't say a word. And just at that moment, I understood how immature he was. At that moment, he let me know. He expected me to get on butt hurt or something. I never banned anyone on his channel that didn't need to be banned. Because, see, I don't do that sort of thing. Because I'm a responsible adult. He, however, is a man-child. Never hold a job, never going to be a man, doesn't take care of his kids, and when the woman kicks him out, he's going to have nowhere to go. He can go to the liberators. And that's what he would have to do. He'd have to go to the Liberator trailer, and they would take him in. And I just have to laugh about it because it's true. I mean, I'd like to think that it's a joke. I would want it to be a joke. But where would he go? I've heard the rumor that his mommy don't like him. I also heard another horrible rumor that I won't repeat because, once again, I need more evidence on this before I would even repeat the rumor. And that is how it is. I mean, even if I didn't like someone. I mean, Rich Life hated my guts, and he had an accident up the road, and I offered to help him. Shocked the hell out of everyone. Now, he didn't take me up on it. And I went, oh, well. It is I, Grimdaw. Hey, I'm happy she's not grabbing my nose. And I'm also happy that the feelings of the claws in my nose are no longer there. Now, a lot of times when you're busy, she will sleep. And then the moment that you try to go to sleep, she will go to the door and start crying. Well, yeah. And she cries like a little baby cat. You know how a little newborn kitten will like make grunts? When she's upset, she doesn't meow, she grunts. She endlessly grunts. She sounds just like a giant little baby. I'm telling on you. Now, I did do a short of her in Summer today, sleeping here. And Summer would be mad, but Richella gets more views than Summer. Now, everyone on the other channel always loves Summer, but when it comes down to me posting shorts on the same day, I've done it twice of these two. And Richella always gets more views. If Summer knew that, she'd whip her ass. If I could tell Summer, your daughter gets more views than you, she would march right over here and just lay the shit into her. Like I said, Summer's also an asshole. Hello, Sun Beach. Well, she's a farter. I mean, as I said, she's a brat. Now, between Summer, Autumn, and her, they've been killing the hell out of the mice. They've been getting about 2 or 3 a day. Now, we got 2 so far today. Well, it is a new day, I forgot. So I guess we're at 0 mice today. Excuse me. Now, that was one of the reasons why Summer wanted in the other room, and Autumn. Because if there's any mice in there, they will get them. Now, Summer and Autumn, they both like to hunt. And they're fun little kitties. Autumn's stupid, though. Lovable, but very, very stupid. And you don't see me petting her much because she rolls. When you're petting her, she just rolls and rolls and rolls. So, when you start petting Autumn, you start in like one spot and you end up petting her about 12 feet away. I'm not kidding on that either. Because like I say, you start petting her and she just rolls. You keep petting her, she rolls more, and you can literally pet her across the room that way. Now, I do have to. Now I'm thinking about that video that I talked about. But Rap is living with Smoky Mountain Mama at 29 years old and doesn't own anything. I mean, I bought this place at 29 and I probably still had 200K saved. And then, like the 10 years of taking care of my mother, I lived off about 20K a year. I lived good. I mean, I did. But I expected that I would be able to make more money. I didn't expect, there me to start having seizures. My goal is take care of my mother and start doing my thing, earn some money again, and rebuild my nest egg and get a family. But that was my original plan. But I mean, at 29, I could buy anything I wanted. I mean, literally at 29, I could buy anything I wanted. Now, the thing about me is I don't really want much. Now, at the time, I was very fond of fast food because in 97, thinking about it, I hardly ever cooked. I went to Somerset about every day and ate out. You see, Somerset is a tourist town and it has about 100 places to eat. So you can go to Somerset and it would probably take you about 3 months if you just wanted to eat at a different place. Now, half of those places you would rather not eat at rather than eat at. But that's just mainly because of taste. But that I've even got a new store near me, and like I said, I walked to the store today, and it's not that far of a walk, and I basically just walked down to the McCoys, and they gave me a ride the rest of the way. And I mean, I've stocked up on goodies. I'm sitting looking at them, I was like, I ate a little too much today. Honestly, let me be honest. I ate a little too much today, and I should be ashamed of myself. But I do have to laugh about it all. But, as I said, I've got new lol cows, and I'm just going to keep them tight to my chest for a little while. But, since other people want to engage in poo-poo words, I mean, I'm real good at engaging in poo-poo words. And you see me keep smiling because his entire security depends on the moods of a woman. Yes. Yes. Matthew, his entire life depends on him kissing a girl's ass. And once again, this hasn't been a relationship that's lasted over a year. Eventually, sometimes you do pair off, but I mean, this is still in the new part of the relationship. They've not even had 1 full year together. They're basically just out of their quote honeymoon period of living together. Well, yeah, Some Beach. I mean, I've been engaged multiple times. I've never been married. I've gotten to the engagement part more than once. Actually, 3 times. I almost said 2, but then I'm like, no, you forgot about her. And then you thought, I know why I forgot about her, because I want to forget about her. That would have been Sabrina. When we talk about that one relationship where you're like, what were you thinking? The name of that relationship for me was Sabrina. And I think she was like the first girl I ever dated that was younger than me. I was like 24 and she was 22. Well, yeah, some beach. I mean, it's like RSN would have been happy to have fought with me till the end of time. I went and did content. You know, he wanted to keep going in a little circle, but I just started covering Leticia and moved on with my life. And if Leticia wasn't in jail, I would still be covering Leticia. Yes. And Melton has only had one live this week that I have seen, despite the fact that he promised us live after live after live after live. And I'm kind of saving that for a rainy day. Well, some beach, I lived in a magical time. I mean, I was born in 1968. And once again, when I was little, hippie chicks were young. And when I was in my teen years, hippie chicks were in their late 20s and early 30s. So, that is one thing that I did get to experience was older women that really like sex as a young man. And that made me a better lover. And this was before AIDS. So, there was no such thing as AIDS, when I started having sex. And when I was 16, people thought I looked 26. Because at 16 years old, I went into bars. I mean, it was a different world. They didn't ask for your ID. If you looked 18, you went in and you got served. Well, yes, truth be told. And we're going to have Leticia streams because Leticia will probably lose access to her channel because her account will probably be retrievable after so long. Because I had one I retrieved at about 11 months. And then I had another device that had a bunch of them that had been defunct for 18 months. And every account on that device was not retrievable. So, like I say, 11 months, it was okay. But my device that had 18 months, those accounts are locked out on that device forever. And that's what I expect is the fate of Leticia's channel. So that's going to be one thing I'm going to do is we're going to play some old Leticia streams. And the fortunate thing is I will only have to stop them if I really have something relevant to say. Now, Rap tried to copyright strike this channel on my live the other day. He put up a claim, but it didn't take. You see, this is why I only do the audio, on this channel. Because once again, if it wasn't for little maggots like him, I would give you visual and audio. But I know all the dirty tricks in the book. And once again, he tried to strike me, and it shows the claim, but I didn't get no strike. So you just keep claiming away, and YouTube will just ignore it, just like they do Jimbo's. When Jimbo tries it on this channel, it has never went through. And the same thing for Rap too, because once again, the visuals and the audio, that's not going to mix up on the search. When you run that through and then the bots run it through, they say "niet." You can claim it to the stars, go dim, but no strike. I mean, been here, done that. This is why I only do the audio. And I have more channels to go live on than he does. Well, the thing is, I just use my real name because anybody that comes down that road, I'm going to annihilate them. Yes, anyone from the internet that ain't supposed to be here and they come down here, I can only assume that they're here to do something horrible and I will annihilate them with a smile on my face. He's supposedly just down in Tennessee, supposedly, and Jimbo keeps wanting to get someone to come up to my house with him. And like I said, if anybody wants their ass kicked, they can meet me in Mount Vernon. I can tell you the time and the place to be there. But which I'll tell you right now would be Mount Vernon Park because there's cameras right there. Also, just say it. Like I say, anybody that wants to go down to Mount Vernon Park with me and go rounds, no problem. Nope, no problem at all. But anybody that shows up here, I'm going to cancel them like CBS did Cop Rock. Fast and brutal. Well, I mean, I am so disappointed in Ash. I really do wish I had never met her. Because it's going to make me harder to trust people, unfortunately. But I really do wish I'd never met her. That I can say. Now, that's also going to be another person I will never be nice to again. If she comes back later and everyone accepts her in, my position will be, don't talk to me. Because, there's certain people that when they start acting that way, this is their real person. This is the real Matt, and this is the real Ashley. And they will never be my friends. Now, I can tell you right now that most everyone is never going to be friends with Rap again. Now, Ash, the girls might one day forgive her. But like I said, my policy to her will be, don't talk to me. We're not friends. You're no one's friend. And once again, if everyone else was ever to forgive her, that will be my policy. It's like with RSN. He would have loved to have been buddies again. He would have loved to have got me on panel. But it's fuck you, loser. He and I will never be friends. Ever again. Matter of fact, I won't even be kind to him. I mean, I'll be kind to Rich Life and God, you guys have not seen the horrible things that Rich Life used to say about me. Now, I did used to humiliate him for it. Once again, he would say poo-poo words and I would find some way to just rub his nose in the dirt using the internet. I'm remembering the diaper box. Yes. Now, he was in his RV and he had like a curtain and a bunch of stuff on the other side. And he had like a big diaper box with stuff in it. And he looked kind of guilty when he was shutting the screen. And he was attacking me that day. Why'd you look at that? He was doing that over again. So my joke was, look at that. And I screenshotted, him looking guilty and hiding the diaper box. And then for about 5 months, everyone was accusing him of wearing diapers. And he had live after live of meltdowns that he quit because people were accusing him of wearing diapers. Now, he had a channel many, many years. And it was a box of Huggies. And I had seen that diaper box years and years before when his girlfriend lived with him and they had storage stuff in it. Now, the funny thing is he lied about that box again and again and again and again. But I remembered in that box from one of his old videos. But of course, I didn't tell the other internet that. I just let them run. I just showed that, that screenshot and go, look at that. And then I just let the crowd run with it. And I didn't tell him that that box was several years old. And I could validate that that box was several years old. Well, yeah, Michigan lady remembers that. And you also remember what a living hell he went through because of that diaper box. Oh, man. I mean, there's like, man, if he wasn't such a dick, I would feel bad. I mean, there was times too, I was watching the lives and watching everyone just eat him up about diapers. And it's like, yeah, I mean, Dan, I'd feel really bad if he wasn't such an asshole. But he's improved. He stopped hunting homeless women. He still fights with Lisa, though. But yes, I mean, like I say, I'm a little almost embarrassed about it now. But I mean, him and I were really going at it. In any little thing I could to shade him, just to, because see, almost everyone knew that this was trolling. And like I say, he was just absolutely would lose it. I mean, just now the thing is, he told someone that a guy gave him tools in the box, and then he changed it to something else. And I don't know why he didn't just say that that box was really, really old back from the time when Lacey used to live with me. Because it was. And that's what really made everyone think that he was wearing diapers. Because he changed his story twice and neither of them was the truth. And of course, I knew this the entire time, that box had been laying around forever. And he kept changing his story and lying about the box. And me doing, and when the camera's off, me doing this, it's like, why did you lie about that? I mean, the truth was a perfect out for you. But he didn't. He lied, changed his story, and he lied again. And I just kept my mouth shut and laughed. And now and then I'd put my head in my hands and then think I shouldn't have did that. And then the other part of me thinking, yes, you should. And then that part of me going, yes, you're right. Oh. Well, the thing is with Rap, he's one of these guys that are attached to girls. Now, I too am attached to girls, but I've never been dependent on a girl. My entire life. I mean, I wasn't dependent on my parents. But Rap has always been dependent on a female. Now, my last girlfriend wanted me to be dependent on her, but it wasn't going to happen. Because I have my responsibility to, someone can help me, but I'm still supposed to pay my own way through life. We're supposed to accept some help graciously, but, for the most part, we're supposed to take care of that mountain on our own. Well, some beach, Bob, in my last live, one of the reasons why I privated it, because I was talking about Bob, because Bob was saying that his boss SA'd him. And he was also saying that he was groomed. And his boss is an older male. And he was at Lori's in Canada, and this was like Christmas, and he was literally crying, tears. I mean, he was breaking down. I was covering it live, and I was like, that, I was like, I wasn't shitting on him, at that time. I was like, am I hearing what I'm hearing? That Bob said his boss groomed him and essayed him, and he was a man older than Bob. I'm still trying to piece this out. Now, in my live that I hid, I made many off-color jokes, on how did this get to be? And I'm dancing around those jokes right now. Because a couple of them I made were pretty graphic, but because I want to leave this live up, I'm going to try not, notice I said try not to say anything like it. It's hard. I mean, it's really hard. But I still want to know how this developed. Now, I have a theory. Letitia. I'm thinking that Bob might be a Letitia. I think that Bob may have willingly cuddled and then had cuddle regret and then claim he was S8. That's how we'll put it in terms of service. And this is what I want to know. Bob let out huge allegations about his boss of grooming and essaying, and he still works with the guy. That makes me do that. And he was crying with Lori over it. So I have thought since then about it. So I guess I've been thinking about it for about a month. And my final conclusion in the last 72 hours, I think he's telling a Letitia story. Yes, I think he was having regrets and made an accusation, because that's a serious accusation. That his boss groomed him, essayed him, and he's still working with him because he, quote, has to for money. Well, yes, Christina, and yes, some beach. I mean, this is why, because like I said, when this happened live, I didn't shit on him. I mean, once again, that was big material for shitting on a human being, and I didn't. Now, last night, I did make a bunch of off-color jokes because Bob's been a dick. But I did basically, through most of it, I'm getting through the point I did last night without the off-color humor. But yes, I mean, Bob has launched an incredible accusation. And I've been giving this serious thought for an entire month, forming my opinion. And a few days ago, it hit me. Could Bob be false accusing a man just like Letitia? And he still works with him. He didn't report anything. So this is what leads me to believe that Bob is having a Letitia story. And this is my belief. Now, it's up to Bob if he wishes to elaborate on it or not. That's all up to him. Once again, I do understand there are lines and there are things that I will poo-poo and I will not poo-poo. But as I said, that accusation right now seems very Letitia-esque, in my opinion. Well, the thing is, Bob would lie for pity too. Just like Letitia. Letitia tried to lie for pity many times. Bob loves pity. So, it is what it is. I don't know. That's why I'm saying that, that huge accusation, this is very sensitive, but because it's such a huge accusation against his boss, I kind of like this clarified. Now, I don't believe I'm entitled to have this clarified. Let me be straight. When we talk about entitlement, I don't think I'm entitled to have it clarified. Now, I think his boss is, the person that he's accusing of grooming and essaying him. I really do believe that that person deserves some answers. But for the rest of us, I believe those answers are optional for Bob. Well, yeah, some beach. But, this is why I now disbelieve Bob. Because until 3 days ago, I've been very compassionate about Bob on this subject. But it just, my head has been trying to grasp and put these pieces together. And the only pieces that I can put together in a puzzle starts to look like Letitia. Well, the thing is, Bob is a strange creature. I mean, now I wonder what Bob would be like without Lori. Because I do think Lori has a lot of effect on Bob. And they'll go to anyone that hates me or Nicolina or Pindar. Uh, I mean, it's just absolutely positively silly. Well, yes, some beach. I mean, I agree with you. You are correct. He should get some therapy. And if he really was SA'd, he should go to the authorities. And this is one of the reasons why I personally would like some detail. And I would treat it, well, depending on his story, I'm likely to treat it very gentle. Unless he gives a completely bullshit Letitia like story. Now, if he gives a Letitia like story, I'm going to shit all over it like it's a rest area. Well, I think those tears were real, but I think Bob can delude himself in an astounding manner. You hear the shit that comes out of their mouth, and he also has borderline. Bob and Lori both have borderline, and they act out on it. So, once again, this could be an entire manipulation by Bob. I don't know. But once again, his essay story, because if someone was to essay me, I don't think we're working together anymore. It don't matter if I need the money or not. Oh, I'm editing myself again because, God, I'm editing myself again. Like I said, that was my problem last night. I didn't want to go into the off color jokes, but I mean, they write themselves at this point. Because if I say the jokes, then I have to private this live, and I want it to be up for people to watch in the morning. But once again, I can handle some things delicately. I can also even handle my enemy's pain with relative compassion. Now, they can't. I mean, any lie or they think they trigger you, I mean, really, it's just internet dumbness. Oh, just a second, everyone. You remember when I told Shadow Babe earlier that I'd ban her when she was no longer useful? Well, she's no longer useful now. So I had to scroll up and ban her before she was off my screen. Otherwise, I would have had to have waited until chat processed. Excuse me. But I'm good to my word, fortunately. Well, we all need good role models, and that's a part of the problem with our world. And when I do this new channel that everyone else wanted me to do and do mainstream stuff, when I talk about the commentary part without talking about someone, those are the things that I'm going to be talking about. Role models. Now, the problem is in the 1990s, they decided to make celebrities your role model. And that's one reason why everyone under 30 tends to be a reprobate. Not all of them, but most of them under 30 are reprobates. And this is because, once again, we had around 30 years of actually having no role models. Gaining power, those were the ideals. Now, on this new channel, when I'm not actually covering what someone else said, these are the things that I'm going to be talking about. Where did we go wrong? And role models is one of the places in modern society where we have gone wrong. Now, fortunately, you just gave me the ability to make a promo for Grimcast. Now, if you're wondering why I picked that name, for a few reasons. It's pretty grim. I mean, our leaders on both sides have led us to shit. And it's only going to get worse. And also because Timcast is going to come up so much in a search. It's got so many letters that are going to be the same. It should help me in the algorithm. And I'm also going to shit on Tim Pool when he says something stupid. Not all the time, because everyone doesn't need shit on all the time. But when they say things that are absolutely positively wrong, I'm going to point it out. And that includes him, because lately he has got a lot wrong. Usually everyone gets something not quite right every now and then. But in the last 2-3 months, it's been a constant on his channel, making mistakes that are never corrected. But that's going to be something entertaining, and like I said, that other channel, it's going to have some growth potential, but it'll take a few years. And I'm going to try to make it entertaining. Now, I do have to come up with a background today. I'll think about that after a nap. And I'm going to start using the brand new tablet for YouTube today. And I'm going to shoot a video for the new channel. And then I will post it. And then I will also link it on my community tabs on my various channels. And that will be later today. Now, on this channel, I probably won't have any more content for the day. Because that was one reason why I thought with my insomnia, I would go ahead and do a live that people could go ahead and watch in the morning. And I could take a nap and have my day. And in late tomorrow afternoon, I will shoot that video and post it. Because tomorrow is supposed to be a warm day here. So I'm going to go work in the yard. That's my plan for tomorrow. We had high wind all day with the warm front coming in, and we're going to have another warm tomorrow. So tomorrow, I go out and work outside almost all day. Hello, Hot Charm. Hello, doing my time, and hello, anyone else I ever miss. Now, I am starting to finally get tired. Oh, shit. It's 5 in the morning. This is the normal time I get up. It is. Anymore, I get up at 5 a.m. And I was sitting like, wonder what time it is now. 5:02. Well, I have to laugh at it all. Well, I guess I've been alive longer than I thought. What are you doing? Silly little cat. Just got knocked over. Remember I said she's an ox. I mean, she knocks it, she's still knocking you around. Now, are you done yet? I want you to see this other side. Look at that. You know, she knocked you guys over to lay down. Now, doesn't it look like she's been there for like 4 or 5 hours? Now, you just saw that cat move and do that, but she does that. And she'll knock everything over to get herself a spot, and then she'll immediately act like I've been there 1,000 years. Yes, it's 5:04 a.m. here, and it'll get light here in about 2 more hours. We're about 2 hours before dawn. So I'll probably go here in just a minute, and I'll catch about 3 hours sleep, maybe 4. You know, sleep a couple hours after dawn, sleep in. You know, for me, that is sleeping in. But it's not going to be that warm. Let me see. When's tomorrow supposed to get warm? Oh, yeah. Right now it's 39 Fahrenheit here. And at 10 a.m., it will be 43 Fahrenheit. 12 p.m., 48. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Wow. It's going to get 55 Fahrenheit here today. Yes, by 1, it's going to be 52. And by 4 p.m., it's going to be 55. So it is going to be an amazing Saturday here. But it's going to stay kind of cool through about 10 o'clock. So I can get 4 hours sleep. You know, many times that's about what I average is 4 hours. So yeah, I can lay down now and I don't really have to be quite up quick. And then, like I say, around 11 a.m., it'll be 46 Fahrenheit. And by 1 p.m., it'll be 52. So yeah, I'll probably get up about 10 o'clock, get something to eat by 11. And then by 12, I'll be out. It'll be 48 Fahrenheit. And I'll be outside on a sunny day working in the yard. So that's kind of my plans. And then after that's done, then I will come in and shoot the video on the regular channel or the new channel. Regular channel. I'm tired. I don't know why I said regular channel when I meant to say new channel. I guess I just thought regular because it is going to be more of a mainstream channel. Now, I did swear to myself in the past that I would never do a mainstream channel. But I mean, why not? I mean, at this point, the media is so stupid. The content writes itself. All I have to do is just sit down and present it. Now, before I go, did anyone watch the Project Veritas video of the Pfizer executive? I mean, that was lol-cow stupid. And he was admitting what Pfizer wants to do. And he was the head of research and development. I mean, Pfizer was planning to do some really evil shit. And they need stopped. In fact, the entire company needs to be taken over by the government. And the heads of it all need to go to jail. But that's what I will be proving in my first video. And unfortunately for me, it's probably going to be a long one. Think about it, till I'll have to put in a phone number for it also. Because when you start a new channel, if you get like over an 8 or 12-minute video, they want you to input a phone number. So I'll have to remember to have my phone number ready when I upload the video, because it's going to ask me for it. And then I'll have to put in another code. But once you do that on a channel after that once, you don't ever have to do that again. So yes, I'll have to remember to do that, have my phone number wrote down, so when it asks me for it, I can punch it in real quick. But I think it'll be interesting on a channel. Now, I don't like my first video because this is a bombshell topic. Like I said, I swore I would never do mainstream, but we're going to give it a shot for the hell of it, because I will make it interesting and it will be fun. Now, I don't know if it'll be fun for me or not, because I have to research mainstream media to do this. And I hate mainstream media. That's one of the reasons why I said I wouldn't do it. But when I was thinking about it, when people ask, it's like, it's gotten so stupid now, it all writes itself. All I have to do is present it. Which Michelle Sunbeach? You know, I know so many YouTubers. You mean Michelle Goes Live, or which other Michelle? Like I say, we have a lot of Michelles. There's even a Michelle in the Boit. But Noodles is the one that usually messes with her. Oh, you meant, well, actually, she seems to be interesting in her own way. She does. She seems to be interesting. But I usually like to focus on bad guys. Now, I have decided one thing, that everyone needs some fun. So some of the locales that I'm going to cover are not going to be horrible people. It's like Daniel Larson. He's a grifter, but he has serious issues, you know, all up here. But, you know, he's not trying to eat a baby. Now, he was trying to stalk a famous woman, but I think he's got it in his head now that that really wasn't her, and I think he's backed off from the stalking. I hope. So like I said, he's going to be a fun person, and I'm going to now see, once again, if someone's not a monster, I'm going to treat them with kid gloves. And this Daniel Larson guy, I'm going to treat him with kid gloves. Actually, truth be told, it's, well, let's this way up. Damn it. Remember I said I didn't want to put this thing at 18 plus? If I told you about Michelle of the Boit, I might need this at 18 plus. Because now this is a creator dilemma. There's times at live it's like, do I want to say everything or not? So let me put this way. Cough, hermaphrodite, cough. Yes, I said cough, hermaphrodite, cough. So, yes, that's Michelle of the Boit. Now, once again, you don't get to choose if you're a hermaphrodite or not. And you know, so of course, I don't hold it against any hermaphrodite for being a hermaphrodite. But it is something that is out of the ordinary. Well, once again, remember how I said, you know, there's people that I don't talk about because, once again, you can't help being a hermaphrodite. It's like, the hole in my nose, that was a mutation I was born with. I was born with 3 mutations. And fortunately, I didn't get 2 sets of parts. Just saying. So, I know all about her. Now, Noodles has, no, you knocked you over again. Noodles has been less than kind at times, and he had trolled her hard at different times, but I never did. Well, we will some beach, but there's a ton of them, and there's a lot of them that are gone. Now, Dave the Fisherman was one of the worst of the worst, and he's now fleeing for his life. Now, I was going to go, but I want to mention this about Dave the Fisherman. He was a big forger of receipts, and he was also a grifter and a scammer. He faked cancer, and he even faked losing a lung. Yes, Dave the Fisherman got busted not only on fake cancer, but faking that he lost a lung. And I don't think he ever had a receipt he didn't forge. Now, he got with a younger woman he called the Fishing Babe. Well, him and the younger woman, known as the Fishing Babe, had a falling out. Now, it turned out the Fishing Babe was psychotic, and she threatened to YouTube unfriendly him in a very, very premeditated manner. Yes, that's the way because, you guys just want me to have this at 18 plus or hide it, don't you? But yes, I have to work at this to keep it in terms of service. But yes, she wanted to unalive him. So Dave had to leave YouTube, fake his own death, and run for his life. And that's where Dave the Fisherman currently is. He has the psychotic ex-fishing babe threatening to unalive him, so he is faking his own death, and he is running for his life from a woman half his age. And she always liked me. That was my first reaction when this all came out and I found out that, Dave's running from his life from the Fishing Babe. My first thought was like, well, she always liked me. Now, one day he may come back. Maybe. But that's where I'll leave you for tonight. Because I still have to shake my head. Because like I say, I knew intimately the whole cast of characters, and Dave did not like me. But the Fishing Babe loved me. So Dave had to tolerate me. Now, it does turn out that lovely lady that adored me is the one that's trying to unalive him. So, just my position, I was like, well, she always really liked me. I'm glad too. Because she is one of those people that would come after you to unalive you on the internet. So everyone, now actually, you know what? I probably should have had, and I didn't want to title this Saturday Morning Cartoons because I wasn't playing any audio. But in reality, I think it kind of did turn into a Saturday morning cartoon after a while. Now, everyone, thank you for coming. And you will see me this evening on YouTube. But from about now, well, it's about 5 a.m. So from about now until about 5 p.m., I'm going to be dealing with real life. So I'm going to take a nap for a few hours. Then I'm going to get up and work for about 9 hours. And then I will be back here. I will shoot a new video on my other channel and post it and link it. And then I should start seeing you guys in chats. Now, thank you for coming, and everyone have a very good morning.